hiding it. I think I appreciate things a lot more. Food and drink, for example, people, friends, family life, and I've sort of forgotten the life I used to live, but I wasn't ever a really bad girl. I didn't drink very often, although I do remember thinking, well, this is bad of me. But I thought, well, when I was contemplating being a Muslim, I said, well, when I'm a Muslim I can't drink, I know this, so I think I took the opportunity to go to the pub and have a wine and contemplated over a butterscotch flavoured, I don't know. I never again, I walked out of that pub dizzy and really feeling not very well, and I thought, I'm definitely making the right choice becoming a Muslim. I think my standard of living is a lot higher. I think being cleaner, I'm being sick less, and really happy. People have noticed that I'm happier, a lot happier, and just sort of, they say there's something about me that, and they're wondering where it's come from, that I seem very at peace. And I say, well, I am. I can't think of anything really to complain about, be worried about. And they just think, wow, you know, you must have a perfect life. But it's not. But I mean, it's just the different view on life. And also, Allah plays a big role, especially when some people, especially the student Christian group on campus, goes around the link, hunts down people, and they want you to fill out this questionnaire. And I did really well, better than them. They were really surprised with my answer. They said, what do you put first in life? And I said, well, that one's easy. I didn't really want to say it because I thought they would think I was strange, but I said, of course, God comes first, always. And they were just, wow, they said, you're the first one to say that. And I ended up giving them a 2-hour lecture. I didn't end up filling out their thing. You know, I make sure I say thank you, and I try and be very polite with people and very patient, and yeah, I try and look happy too, because people think that, oh, that poor Muslim girl, you know, she has to wear that thing over her head and all those clothes, and it's hot, and so if they see me smiling, sometimes they look confused why I'm so happy, and they're walking past and they're thinking, why should she be happy? You know, look at her, look at the life she lives, it's so deprived. Well, I don't know what they're thinking. But I kind of get the feeling that they do look a lot, people do look. So I just try and make sure I'm doing my best at all times, because they are studying me, I know they are. Especially when they hear me talk, because they know I'm not an Arab, or they know I'm a Kiwi, and actually, when people hear me speak, they kind of look at me like, oh, you know, what's her story? That's why I kept my name Melissa. I initially was going to change it to Miriam. For a while it was. But I kept it as Melissa for Dawa reasons, on the advice of a friend in America. Also, I didn't wear the hijab for a long time, but I decided that when my flatmate, you know, had left, the first day that I spent in Dunedin, I'd put it on, and in the Napier airport, I went to the bathroom and I put it on. I came out with it, and I haven't taken it off since. Although sometimes I felt like I did feel really self-conscious. I thought everyone was looking at me, and they were, but now I'm sort of immune to it. But back then, one look would just make me feel so small. But you know, and I thought, well, I don't really know what they're making a big fuss about. If I don't make a big fuss about it, they won't, so. Coming from majority Māori community, I can see lots of things Islam could do, especially because when my mother went back and told me lots of girls were drinking at this party had big belly, so pregnant, quite heavily pregnant, and she said there were more than one of them drinking. And that's one thing, giving some morals. That's really important. I think we used to have morals in the more conservative days. Girls wore long dresses, but also that, I suppose that was associated with being oppressed, because women really, they were second-class citizens, so maybe covering up to them seems like going back to the old ways. But it's not, you know, and I think, again, our politics would change and our social interactions would change a lot too, and shutting down some of these pubs are just, you know, it's the alcohol. I see it and I lived with it all my life, and it never did any good for anyone, and so some morals especially, and for the poor people as well, the zakat, and also give people things to live for, because we have one of the highest suicide rates in the world in young people, and it's because they don't actually think they have anything to live for. It is peaceful, and it's sort of a good place to practice, because, like you said, there isn't anything to stop us, and people are generally really supportive. Like, they smile when I walk past, and you can tell they just admire what we're doing. They don't. Some people are smart out there, and they know they don't stereotype us to what's heard in the news. So those people, they know, and I don't get any trouble. Yeah, that's quite easy. Yes. رب العالمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين